Hello and welcome to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au with a very buoyant Stu Rich and Mike Wood here in the studio, hoping to bring a lot of winners coming your way this week from Rosehill Gardens. But after last week, Mike, the first 5 winners, how did you spend the week, mate?
Oh, pretty good week. Shop a ride on a Sunday, a la carte meals, bought a new car. No, none of that, mate. Potty training with my 3-year-old, homework with my 5-year-old. And a lot of form. Excited about this week.
Oh, it's going to be great, isn't it? Rosehill Gardens to start the Autumn Carnival this week. 3 big weeks out there. Of course, we've got the Coolmore. What a race that is going to be. Pretty much the Doncaster for the mares. That's exciting.
Big field, rail through. If the rain comes, it should be a fair track. I'm really excited about this race.
Yeah, it's going to be a good day out there. And of course, we are looking at the weather yet again, Mike. Rain is circling for Friday, but Saturday is going to be a nice warm day out there.
It just happens week after week. A variable forecast on Thursday and Friday. The odds are 1,000 to 1, but it's happened again. Rail true. It's going to be hot on Saturday, so the rain's due to come Thursday night, Friday morning. It could be good to soft, we think, with good drying weather Friday afternoon and Saturday. And if the rain does come, fair to offer hours is the forecast.
Okay, so as we have a look at the card, obviously some great racing to start the Autumn Carnival. As we said, the Coolmore is the highlight of the day. Group 1 in race number 7. But we got some cash early with the 2-year-olds last week, Mike. Are we heading that way again?
Got to pluck one of those 2-year-old races again. We like the fillies this time. Race 4, the Sky High. Colette, does she just win? And we're looking after punters race 7, 8, 9 to finish off. Okay,
so coming home with a few legs of the quaddie there. But as we did last week, we're going to start with the 2-year-olds in race number 2 as we have a look at the market here, because a lot of these might still be going to the slipper. It's the Magic Night Stakes, 1,200 metres. Group 3 for the fillies, and we've got Mallory, the Not a Single Doubt filly, on top of the betting here, $2.60. Pushed wide on the turn and was the best of the chasers in behind. One of the slipper favourites in 4 moves ahead. Last start, Arcaded, $3.60. Dominant winner in the Blue Diamond Prelude before being eased down in the Blue Diamond. Makes its way to Sydney. Robadera on the third line, $5. Finished alongside Mallory and ahead of Jamea and Centro Storico in the Sweet Embrace. We've got Queen of Wizardry, interesting runner, resuming off a 56-day let-up after 2 good runs in Queensland. Obviously some form around She's All Class there. And there's a couple of those other runners we've already mentioned at $9 and $13. But Mallory, Mike, out there to, well, let's say, force its way into the slipper.
It might do, yeah. Let's have a look and look at the lead-up races. And this isn't the strongest Magic Night. We're talking about Magic Millions form. A lot of people have potted this form leading up to the weekend, but I think it might be strong enough. She's on the inside here. She's not a filly with a big turn of foot. She takes some riding. She stokes up late. She's always strong to the line. And she was on the inside ground this day, and the bias was off rails, Stu.
Yeah, Kane, as we've always got to do, Mike, we've got these horses that have been primed for the slipper, but you've also got this angle of those ones on the back up from the Millions.
Yeah, had a bit of a freshen up. The trial was fine. Like I said, she doesn't sprint, so you don't expect her to trial that well. She was fine through the line, and she was best of the inside horses that day.
Okay, and as we have a look to a more traditional lead-up for the slipper here, let's have a look at the Sweet Embrace. Plenty of these coming through the race. Of course, we've got Mallory running 3rd, Robadera 4th, and a couple of others here, Mike. Who took your fancy from this?
Mallory was pushed wide on the turn, and she was strong, but she loomed up to go past Robadera, and I love the way that Robadera digs in and fights. Centro Storico, look, probably the bias is off rails this day, and she ran okay. Maybe she liked the wet track, and Jamea probably had her chance. I think she's the one I could rule out on Saturday.
Okay, and of course 1,200 there, so they've all had a nice rev up for the slipper. What a race it is going to be in just a few weeks' time. So let's have a look now, as we do every Thursday night, get the key factors underway with our own little mini race, top right-hand side of the screen. And we've got Queen of Wizardry here, Mike, back from Queensland.
Very different to a lot of form analysts out there. The Magic Millions, with 2 starts ago, poor rating, but she was dominant. Magic Millions with a bias against. We're giving you a bit of a kicker because of the inside run.
Okay, so Queen of Wizardry, the one they're going to have to catch here. Track distance and conditions here, Mike, on a Thursday.
Well, she can get near pace, and Rosehill, good or soft, I think suits Robadera, but we just don't know what it's going to be.
Okay, so some gold there for Robadera. Still a length to make up here on Queen of Wizardry. How does the map go here for the 2-year-old?
Yeah, big tick for Robadera. She jumps better than you think. She'll be right on pace, if not in the box seat, I think.
Okay, so there is Robadera levelling up there with Queen of Wizardry. They've got away by a length here, Mike, and 2-year-olds progression.
Yeah, guessing, big yard watch, but Latino Blend was dominant first up, and Girl Mania, 4 wide, no cover. And the stable, Jean Dubois, often improves them second up.
Yes, remember him with a 2-year-old late last year as well. So Robert Deere there and Queen of Wizardry, they were the two throughout all of the key factors there. And now we've got to bring in the prices and have a look at all the ratings to see where we're going to play here early in the day. Race number 2. Be nice to have a winner early in the day, Michael. We've got Robert Deere there at $5. Queen of Wizardry, $9. Well, we're taking on a favourite straight away.
Yeah, Arcada, the fillies' form was okay, but the times weren't great down south and the Blue Diamond run was poor. So just want to see in the yard. Mallory was as good as Robadera last up, but Robadera gets near a pace. So that's the way we're going. Robadera near the pace. Queen of Wizardry, hard to beat as well. They're the two we're playing on Saturday. Okay,
so some nice each way value there to start things off in race number 2 on Saturday. The next we're going to have a look at is race number 4. It is the Sky High Stakes, 2,000 metres at Group 3 level, and we've got Colette, the Giant Killer Fresh, so brave in the Group 1 last start, dropping back to Group 3 level here. Looks very, very well placed, $1.60 short enough. The Chosen One on the second line at $6, fourth in the Melbourne Cup last year, a good second back home in New Zealand when fresh, coming across to the mainland here. Spirit Ridge, $6.50 resuming. 2,000 metres fresh, interesting. Mark Newnham tried him at the mile fresh last time and he was good there. He's getting to know this horse quite well. Toffee Tongue, $11 out there with Mustajir at $11 too. Holding ground here fresh, and of course another one that might firm if the rain does come, Mike. But Colette, wow, it has been in some serious form this time in. What a horse.
Boy, we needed this horse, didn't we? The weight for age ranks sometimes get a little boring. I mean, we've got great horses like Very Elegant that are exciting every time they go round, but
yeah,
what kind of competition do they have? Finally, she's got some. Colette first up. Sight slice through and was way too strong. Second up, we wondered, can she back it up? She had a tiny bit of work to get on pace. The Waller runners made her work, and she fought so hard, Stu.
Yeah, look, this is a horse that obviously came to fruition all at the end of last year, and of course, Mike, we know it just laps up the wet.
Laps up the wet, but she is more muscular this year, and she can quicken, and she's showing tactical speed as well. She is a weight for age force for the next couple of years, I think.
That's good to see, isn't it? We do need these sort of horses back on our racing
What about
scene.
Avilius? He hates winning, doesn't he?
Oh, he does. I can't believe he was there at the finish.
What a ride, what a ride.
Well, the Chosen One, Mike, is this horse, can this get anywhere near back to its best? Because we know its best is clearly good enough here.
Well, this was the thing. Like, first up, big run in New Zealand, Group 1, weight for age, and you think maybe he's the threat. But let's have a look at him. Second up last preparation, at weight for age level, a level that Colette probably would have won this race, if not come second or third. And he's just not up to it second up, Stu.
Okay, so just not doing enough there. The Melbourne way of going. Can Sydney freshen him up?
Oh, not enough to win. Well, Melbourne Cup run was fourth, so.
Very true.
I don't think so.
All right, so Colette. Okay, $1.60. We've got a very short price favourite in the race, Mike. You would see that she's out there on form, and it might just be a matter of how far this girl can go ahead.
How quick can we go through these graphs? Light her up.
Okay, there she is. Can anyone take ground off her? Track distance and conditions.
Well, dry track, probably not a plus for her. Others can improve a touch, maybe.
Okay, speed map. Does this affect the favourite at all?
This is the killer blow. She gets on pace outside Spirit Ridge and they have to get past her.
All right, so there she goes. She's ahead. Now, progression, Mike. We're obviously in the Autumn Carnival. All these horses are going to be looking good in the yard.
There's no way she's going backwards. She's strong in the yard. She's improving. She's third up, ready to peak.
All right, there she goes. She's gone way ahead from the rest of the crew there. So we've got a $1.60 favourite. It sounds like we're going to be on, but, Mike, $1.60, that's what you've got to say. Is that the right sort of price, or is there an angle here for a couple of these to maybe run a drum?
I'm not worried about Spirit Ridge from the off-season form. I'm not really worried about the Chosen One second up. Mustajir, if it was a very, very heavy track, maybe he could do something. Yeah. But otherwise, $1.60, I'm happy to take it.
She's too good. There's a way to make money. Just take the $1.60 for Colette in race number 4. Well, that takes us 2 down on Saturday at Rosehill Gardens. Plenty more coming your way after the break. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. We are up to the feature race of the day, race number 7. It is the Coolmore Classic, Group 1 for the fillies and mares over the 1,500 metres. And, well, just going to take a little breath here and let's go. Forbidden Love, $6 favourite, big winner of the Surround Stakes, beating Vangelic. You'd expect Nash to be a bit more positive here from gate number 3. We've got Shaylo on the second line, $7.50. Welcome Declan Bates and Archie Alexander. Backed off the map and a big win in the Tress Day, fresh at 1,400 metres. It's got upside. Ice Bath. We know this horse absolutely laps up the mud at $9. It's one of many that chased CERRONE in the Guy Walter as well. We've got Subpoenaed there at $11, the Millie Fox winner fresh. Vangelic's also there at $12, gets a weight swing on Forbidden Love here. And of course, All Saints Eve, Any Rain is going to help this horse at $12. Out to Rich Hips up from Melbourne as well. Sweet deal there as well, Mike. How good's this? $6 the field, the big Group 1. This is good Saturday.
Great race, open betting race. There'll be betting moves across the park. Let's have a look at a decent replay. Look at the Group 1 Maya from last season, because the two favourites raced each other, Stu. Forbidden Love on pace. Shaylo coming to the outside. She's got such a ripping sprint. With the big weight this day, or the more weight this day, she couldn't quite get past Forbidden Love. But there is a 9.5 kilogram weight turnaround on Saturday.
I was waiting for you to say it, Mike. So we're seeing this vision, but I mean, that you just said it. That is just so different here on Saturday in these conditions.
Yeah, big weight turnaround, and just the way that she quickens should suit Rosehill. You never know where these Melbourne mares are going to go right-handed. We'll find out on Saturday, but she's lightly raced. She's very promising. I think she was a Sydney horse. She'd be getting much more column inches in the paper, Stu.
Maybe a bit shorter there. Well, as you said, Mike, we've got to be wary of some of these Melbourne visitors. So let's have a look at another one, because $26 into about that $13 mark. Busserton and Young, the Melbourne visitor. Love that camp. And we're looking at a race here, Mike, where it just... Well, it wins, and it says, let's have a look.
Well, this is a carnival race, and it's held up, and it's going nowhere, and she gets out, and watch what she does. I don't think many of the mares in this race could do this. She's electric, she's improving, she's progressing every prep. She won first up, betting a decent horse, and she's got big upside second up.
Yeah, look at that charging late. Will they be able to do that at the track on Saturday in the conditions?
I think Rosehill, that's perfect. She just needs room, but I think she'll find it.
All right, let's see if the key factors can help us here. What a field it is, the Group 1 Coolmore Classic here, Mike. And we've seen a lot of this form in Sydney, but you've had the job to line up this Melbourne form.
Yeah, and I think some of the form lines aren't quite as strong, but the fillies form looks okay. Forbidden Love and Vangelic were dominant, and Rich Hips and Shaylo were very strong too. Okay, so the Melbourne form getting a tick there from you. Track distance and conditions here. Yeah, I think Forbidden Love should like it. Good or soft. Shaylo's fine as well, and Rich Hips, good to soft. 1,500 metres ideal, I think. Okay, I'm noticing Ice Bath dropping way off the pace. How about the speed map here? Looking for horses that will like it. Rich Hips, I'm just a bit worried about it being inside horses in a big field, so I'm not going to give her a gold bar. And Tricky Gal, she's midfield with so many horses underneath her that like midfield too. Okay, so Forbidden Love out in front from Shaylo, and Vangelic is right there, Mike. And well, progression, we can't give any of that to the favourite. I think Shaylo and Rich Hips are here to peak. Forbidden Love, she was a bit fizzy in the yard last start. Some form analysts might knock her and say she might come back off that rating on Saturday. All right, well, such an open market. $6 the field. We've got the Melbourne visitors in there. They've appeared pretty well throughout the key factors there, Mike. And, well, as we have a look here, as you'd expect with this sort of race, we've got quite a bunch finished, but the favourites, they're right in this race. You've made, they're even there. They've come away by a length from the others. So we're pretty much saying this is open. Well, let's start from the bottom. Ice Bath, I don't think, probably wants a wet track. Mountain Rouge won't get 1,500 metres. And a few of those ones behind CERRONE I don't think will figure. I think the Melbourne ones are the one to beat. Shallow's the one I prefer. And Mizzy's the forgotten horse. If the rain doesn't come, on pace, Group 1 form, she can do anything. That's very true. What a run it was last start. But we'll take the Melbourne visitor there, Shaylo, in the Group 1 Coolmore. It's going to be some sort of race on Saturday, which takes us now to race number 8. It's the AJAX Stakes over the 1,500 metres, Group 2 level, and a lot of form coming out of the Liverpool City Cup. Won by the $51 shot on that day, which was Think It Over, who it is in this race. It's only $12 here, but Creaderis is the favourite. The Lonhro Gelding was crunched in the betting. It was slowish out again. It ran on strongly late from what looked like an absolutely impossible position. $2.60 favourite. Now Buffalo River, $3.70 there. Jamie Carr had them running along over the mile in the Blamey. Of course, it was run down late. We've got Rock on the third line there, resuming. Nice trial. Tommy knows this horse well. Great fresh in the spring behind Dreamforce in the Tramway. And then out to Grey Worm at $11. Went forward and urged along before fighting on behind Think It Over and Creaderis there last start. I Am Superman up from Melbourne from its runs as well. But Mike Creaderis, well, what a position it got in. And, well, I was on this day. I don't want to be watching this replay. How far back was it? Oh, just a long way back, and there was no tempo, and it had absolutely no chance at all. It was such a big run. Think It Over. What a great ride from Bossy. This horse can show up first up. Looks like Elvis. Backed it each way. The Warhorse did nothing. Got to the outside and just missed a place. But it's all about Creaderis. Off that steady tempo. First up. Gets to the outside. and monsters the line, late.
Yeah, that is a big, big group level sprint in the making, isn't it?
It's a great horse, but a horrible, horrible racing pattern.
Yes, we can see that from all the profiles in theraceguide.com.au. Now let's have a look at Buffalo River, because it just pretty much makes the race here, doesn't it? It's going to get out, it's going to do this. How fast is it going to go, especially if Jamie Carr couldn't control it here?
Well, I think it does go quick, and it needs to go quick because it's a one-pace type. It prefers a wet track, so if it's heavy, maybe it'll back it off a bit because it handles the heavy, but if it's good to soft, they have to roll along. He gets run down here. The rating's probably not up to Cryoderis, and I think he makes the race for the favourite.
Okay, so just swamped late there. Obviously back a little bit in trip, Mike. So we know there's going to be pace on in this race from that horse. It's going to roll along, as you said, setting up a nice looking AJAX stakes here. So let's have a look at all the key factors here, because this favourite, Mike, we know it's going to get back. So that's going to be a big query once we get to the speed.
And you've got to give it a kicker for the size of the run against the back half of the field. The spot rating was so big last start. Load it up.
Okay, so there it is. A good horse in the making, Cryoderis. Now, here it is, Mike, track distance conditions.
1,500 metres should be better. If it's a rock hard track and it's on pace, it's a bit of a risk, but I don't think it'll be rock hard. Think it over, looks like Elvis fine. Grey Worm needs to prove himself 1,500 metres, and Buffalo River, an athletic type, I'm not sure about Rosehill or Sydney for him. He's failed here before.
Wow, okay, so Buffalo River's got one hell of a job to do from there, you would think. And how does it suit on the map out in front?
Well, I just think the tempo. Speed map includes tempo. Fair to strong is what he loves. Grey Worm gets near pace, which is a plus for him at Rosehill, but Cryoderis is the one that loves the tempo.
Okay, so Cryoderis might be able to just love that tempo and lap it up late, and progression here, Mike. Who's got this into the Autumn Carnival?
Well, a lot of people are calling him a weight for H-Star. I think he might be the future. Plumatic could do anything first up, down the bottom. Classy horse overseas. Haven't seen him in Australia. Watch the Yarder market for him.
Okay, well, if you like the favourite, you would have liked the look of the key factors throughout there. Plenty of gold for it. Not much gold for the second favourite there in Buffalo River. So I smell this is a bet race, Mike. $2.60. This horse has absolutely cleared out from a few of its foes from last start.
Yeah, I think it's got them covered. Think it over. Looks like Elvis. Plumatic is the one with X Factor. Watch Yard, like I said, but I think the leader will roll along. Cryoderis hopefully settles midfield and just surges straight past late. One of the best bets in the program.
All right, there it is, Cryoderis, and looks like Elvis, your mate, back there for a place. All right, we'll leave it with that. We'll leave that with you. Okay, wrapping it up, race number 9, 1,350 metres to end the day after hopefully what is a winning day again out there at Rosehill. And we've got Star Spangled Rodeo, well supported, 6 into $4.80. Urged forward last time here over the 1,400 metres, kicking for home and got the job done. Yao Dash on the second line, $5.50. Kicked a little bit early here last time. Sticks at a similar trip. Nash back on, but it's got gate number 16 here. Bound to win at $6. Ran on well, fresh, looping the field. 12 to the 1,350 metres suits here, but it does draw the inside. It's a cat, $7.50. So reliable in the money, 14 out of 18 starts. Well supported favourite, both runs this time in, but found bound to win too good last start. And then out to Holyfield at $10, resuming. But Star Spangled Rodeo, Mike, went forward, did it well.
Did it well, rated well. Not going to look at him in the replay. He was dominant last start, but could be a positioning run risk on Saturday because he won't get the same spot. Look, this race will trick the form analysts because the rating is pretty poor. The tempo is steady, so we've got to use our eye. Bound to win, way back up a steady tempo. Massive, came to the outside, quickened and ran on well. Zakat, not bad, probably needs more tempo, but Lena's Hero is what I want to talk about. Stuck wide, tightened, laid in, and just the last 100 metres, you see how much strength this horse has got. He's a big talent, I think. All
right, well, let's just watch it cross the line there, Mike, because that was obviously only a couple of weeks ago, but we can also show you a couple of its runs here.
The random replay.
Ago. That's right, this is a random replay. It is Lena's Hero, obviously in different colours there. It had 2 starts in Australia prior to going to Hong Kong. And this is some sort of win, Mike, because we've got some familiar names in behind here.
Yeah, this is obviously one of his 2 wins in Australia before he went to Hong Kong. Only won twice in Hong Kong. Actually didn't win in Hong Kong at all, I think. Gets to the outside here and fights on won twice in Hong Kong, sorry. Gets to the outside, fights on so hard. Those horses you're talking about, Mighty Boss won a Group 1, All Too Royal. Is rated in the 90s after this. Surges late, up to 1350 on Saturday up a strong tempo is ideal.
Mate, is that the same horse?
That is the same horse that races on Saturday, and Waller has him looking perfect in the yard as well.
Look at that. Okay, key factors time. Let's see where we're going to go here in the last. That is some win. I had not seen that replay. Star Spangled Rodeo Out it goes in front and out it goes for the form.
Yeah, big rating last start. Light him up.
Okay, so it's the one they've got to catch. It is the favourite here, Mike. And as we always do, let's wrap it up. Track distance and conditions.
The AJAX should like it. A bit dry, hopefully for him. As a cat with more pressure, more distance helps. Lena's Hero, not too bad as well.
Okay, yeah, definitely a weather watch there for AJAX. And the speed map here late in the day.
Yeah, it's the big one. I think Zakat, more tempo helps. Bound to Win, more tempo helps. And Lena's Hero parked off a strong tempo with a horse that surges that hard late. Big kicker for him.
Okay, interesting. So just value down the page there and not for the favourites when it comes to the speed map. What about progression? No love for the faves.
Well, yeah, Bound to Win, so impressive first up. Probably can improve a bit. And Lena's Hero, first up, second up, while a big improvement. Holyfield could do anything in this prep. Watch out for him in the yard too. Okay,
all right. So these favourites, they haven't had too much gold through there, Mike. I like this. It's going to be some value to end the day. We won't be going anywhere near these favourites by the looks of it in race number 9. And there it is, Lena's Hero. We saw the replays, $15 early. Bound to Win, a great win last start at $6, Mike. And Zakat, well, you know this horse is going to have some support, but I know you like one in this race, mate.
Oh, Abdallah was beautifully spoken on the television a couple of weeks ago. He's had a hard run. He got a couple of winners recently. And I'll be crying with you, mate, if you win on this with this one. $15 each way special of the day.
There we go. Some nice confidence there at nice odds in the last. Lena's Hero to end out what looks to be a great Coolmore day. Plenty more coming your way after the break, though, including the $100 hot seat, who just rocketed back into the profit last weekend. Well, welcome back to Key Factors, presented by the raceguide.com.au. It's been a long week of analysis. Looking forward to the Autumn Carnival this week. We had a lot of value come your way last week. When we got to this page, Mike, it was tick, 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 tick. The first 5. Can we back it up?
Well, the last one was scratched at Mwanga. Well,
could have been another
talk
tip.
about that. Let's have a look at our 9 tips across the card. See what we like. Grade House, still down in grade. Blinkers on, settles midfield. If there's any tempo wins, Robo Deer near pace at $5. Ingratiating, the Blue Diamond form looks better. Colette on pace, kicks and leads. California Zimble, Eliza Bill. If the weather is okay and it's not too wet, they both win.
Yep.
Shay Low wins at $8.50. Storming on the outside, Cryadira storms home as well. And Lena's Hero, Brenton Abdallah, near pace, lifting him late, straight from Hong Kong to win a stall.
Well, one thing I noticed last week, we avoided a few of those short price favourites, but this week there's a couple in there, so hopefully a few favourites to salute for us.
Can't be biased against price ever.
No, but there's definitely some each way value in there as well. And of course, the $100 hot seat, Mike, was looking a bit dire there a couple of weeks ago, but the last 2 weeks, you've got some nice profits there.
We can buy lunch, Stu. Yes, $11. Robodira wins at $5. Queen of Wizardry, if he gets any tempo, wins. The week of International Women's Day with Rachel King on, Girl Mania. John Dubois can do something at huge odds. Shaylo $8.50 does something in the feature. Lena's Hero, the each way special today. And the 2 morals, I've said it, I've got a none from 3 record for saying that. Colette and Cryadiris win on Saturday.
All right, the $30 all up there to get the profit going further skyward. All right, Coolmore Day. I'm excited to get out there, Mike. It's going to be good. All eyes on the weather as always, but head to the raceguide.com.au for all your profiling this weekend. It's going to be a great day out there. Hope we found you a few winners and enjoy the day.
Have a great weekend.